I'll now open the Revere License Commission meeting. Maggie, do we have approval of minutes? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. First off, I want to note that Commissioner LaCroix isn't on the panel today and on the commission today, and if a vote goes to a 1-1 tie, we'll need to table it until Commissioner LaCroix can weigh in. First item on the agenda is Grenquist Engineering and Capital Services doing business as Cordo Ditto. Please step up to the mic and state your name and address for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Scott Grenquist, and I live at 95 Centennial Avenue, Revere, Massachusetts.
Great. And it's our understanding that you're applying for a common vic license at the Wonderland subway station.
That's right. I have the Wonderland concession stand that's just off the turnstiles, the gates at the subway station. It's inside the subway station.
Great.
It really hasn't been occupied since the new subway station was built and the new parking garage and everything. And I think I'm, providing a great service to the MBTA customers and the MBTA itself.
Great. And what are you proposing for hours at the
well, the same time as the subway is open. Right now we're easing into the hours. We're really open from about 6 a.m. in the morning, maybe a little bit before 6 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. I'm thinking about extending those hours later into the evening, but I haven't done that so far. I still want to assess if there really is a market late in the evening, and if I want to, service that market. It obviously is a little more rowdy. I have been there in the evening, and the Revere Police, have come a couple times. So I'm not sure if I'm going to extend into the evening, but we do have the late hours for the subway, so I'd like the hours to at least mirror the subway hours.
Okay.
Do you have any other businesses in the city, or is this?
This would be the only one, yes.
This is the only one in the city? Okay, and you want, 1 o'clock would just be for Saturday and Sunday at this point?
At this point, there is no subway service after midnight, really, and during the weekdays. And I know that they're trialing the late night service on Friday and Saturday, so that's why I put that down.
Okay. But I do agree with you. I think the later hours would probably be a concern.
And that's what I think I'm going to find out myself. But, there might be some market for things like soup and hot dogs. There is, since it's really now the bus terminal as well as the subway station, I have noticed there's a lot of people, well over 100 people that are waiting there, let's say from 10:30 till about midnight, because the buses are so few and far between at that time. And so there may be a market there for something like proper food, like soup, sandwiches, pizza, hot dogs, that there wouldn't be a market for in the morning.
And who would be running this? Would you be manager of this location also?
Yep.
And you'd be their owner, okay. What hours would you be on the premises?
I'm on the premises pretty much off and on, except for I'm a professor at Wentworth, so I'm not there.
I thought I recognized you. Okay.
But I have a fantastic employee that's working for me now, and I am, bringing in all of the stuff. And the MBTA has been fantastic in working with me, giving me a, place to bring it in through the parking area where I can bring all the stuff in there. So I've just had a fantastic relationship so far with the MBTA. And the customers, the business is only growing from the time that I've had it open. I think they really appreciate it that finally a concession stand is there again. Mm-hmm. They don't have to stop anywhere along the way. They can pick up their coffee, their blueberry muffins, their croissants all.
It is a nice location. It's very nice there.
Yeah.
Do you own any other establishments like this?
You know, before this, I had a restaurant in Salem, and then I just sold a bar that I had, a pub that I had down in Plymouth this past year. But this is the only establishment I have now, but I have a background in food establishments.
Okay, great. I don't have any other questions.
I have no other questions.
Are there any proponents that want to speak on behalf of this establishment? Hearing and seeing none, are there any opponents that want to speak on behalf of this establishment? Hearing and seeing none, I'll close that. I'll make a motion to approve the license. Is there a second to that?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're all set. Thank you very much. Good luck. Item number 2 is Cafe Monte Cristo, doing business as Monte Cristo Restaurant. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Lilian Argueta. I live at 91 Romney Road, Revere.
Great. And what is your role in the establishment going to be?
I'm sorry?
What is your role in the establishment?
I'm a manager over there. I'm not the manager over there, and I actually own another business in Boston.
And it's the same type of business?
Yes.
Okay. And are you going to maintain your management in the other location as well?
Yes.
So what do you anticipate in terms of how many hours per week will you be spending at the restaurant in Revere?
We would like to open at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Until midnight. Same hours at the other business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And how many hours do you... So are you going to be the manager on duty at this restaurant?
I'll try my best to be in both at the same time, but because this is going to be the new one, so I'm going to spend more time in this one for now.
Okay.
Till I train someone else.
So that's your plan long term is to
Yeah,
train
but
another manager?
I'm sorry, but my dad, he's over here too. He's been in the restaurant business for 32 years. So he's going to be most of the time in the restaurant, but because he doesn't speak English, I'm going to be there most of the time for now.
Okay. Okay.
Did you previously own another business in Revere, on Revere Street, Monte Cristo?
No. That was, I think, it was another business, but it wasn't ours.
It wasn't your
No.
business? Okay, because it was the same name, Monte Cristo
Yeah,
Restaurant.
the only thing, this one is the corporation is Cafe Monte Cristo, but the restaurant, the DBA is going to be Monte Cristo Mexican Grill.
Okay, and the seating in there, is the seating Maggie 32? Is that what, previously?
32 seats.
I'm not sure. And do we have all the inspections of? No, inspections not there?
No, so-
My packet, I left my packet. All right, he has his right here, that's okay.
Oh, yeah. So it's our understanding right now that you don't have any of the inspectional services
No.
signed off on yet?
That's right. We were waiting for the fire alarm to be fixed, and yesterday, that's the first appointment they had yesterday, so we didn't have a chance to call the inspectors today because we have this meeting. And but we're ready for tomorrow. We're just gonna clean the rest of the tables and all the stuff because we have everything set up.
So do you have sign off from Board of Health, the fire department?
No, nothing. These here shows nothing's been done.
Okay.
So he-
So you still got a fair amount of work to do in the restaurant, or have you gone to the building department to?
No, the electrician, the plumbers, and the electrician, they're gonna call this the building inspector and the fire department. And the only thing I'm gonna call is I'm just waiting for them to call the fire inspector and the building inspector tomorrow. So as soon as they have that done and signed, I'm gonna call the health inspector.
So do you anticipate that they're going to do any additional work in there, or?
No, not anymore. We're just gonna clean tonight. Just clean, like have everything set up for tomorrow.
Going by these notes that we received, it said the building department couldn't get in, but looked through the window, and you're definitely not ready. The fire hasn't approved. You took out the fire system without a permit, it says here. Health hasn't approved it yet either, as you're not ready. And it looks like they've been trying to get in there, and they just can't get in to inspect, although they did say they looked through the window, and it's nowhere near being ready.
They've been working
So-
very hard yesterday and the day before, working and everything, but the only thing that we were waiting yesterday was for the fire alarm, which has already been fixed.
Well, we don't have anything from any of the departments saying that anything's been finished.
Yeah, I mean, my concern is that, one is, we've had instances where establishments haven't been ready, and we don't want to be in a situation where, you know, you've got patrons coming in and inspections haven't been signed off of yet. And in this case, you know, based on our notes, it doesn't appear like you're going to be ready anytime soon. That's why I'm asking you about, you know, the plumbing inspector. You know, are they planning to do any additional work in there?
Not anymore.
So
Not
it's-
anymore. They're planning to call the inspectors tomorrow.
But
So-
the work that you did you have it approved before you did it?
Have you done any work up to now on things like the plumbing and the?
Just the fire alarm yesterday and the plumb and everything, everything is already done, so.
So you're taking it as I don't remember what the name of the establishment was before that, but you're
Yes.
basically walking in and picking up where they left off. Is that?
Yeah, but we started to clean and everything was like, there were a lot of things damaged, so we take care of it. And it took us a little bit longer than what we thought it was going to be.
But did you take the alarm system out? As this says that you did take the alarm
Yeah,
system
it was once
out.
that they were painting, and by accident they moved the fire alarm. It wasn't like they planned to do it, it was an accident that they had.
So
And
the-
it got activated.
Yeah, we've had this happen before, and then we have the plumbing inspector go in, and you know, some cases we were fortunate that we did send them down because there were problems. So for me, until the board signs off, I'm very concerned about that, and with no fire alarms.
I think what I would suggest to you is that go in, get your necessary paperwork done, get your sign-offs by the building inspectors. I recognize that, you know, you've put a fair amount of money into the establishment and that you're looking to open as soon as possible. What I would suggest is gather all that paperwork, get your sign-offs from the inspectional services, come to the office, and, you know, what we can do is maybe just call a special meeting, and as long as you've got all the approvals from those departments, then we'll vote on it and
Okay,
move forward. Okay?
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 3 is AL Prime Energy Consultants, Inc.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Corey Rhodes. I'm an attorney with Jared Ambrosio's office, 14 Proctor Avenue in Revere. I represent AL Prime Energy Consulting. We're here on 3 different licenses, a package store license, common vic, and entertainment. Just to give you a little background on AL Prime, this is a highly professional organization that does retail sales, wholesale consulting in energy services, and has over 40 locations throughout New England. This is a store that they've had for some time. We recently underwent a significant renovation to really update it and bring it into kind of the current technologies that are available. As part of that, we're looking to have some expanded uses there, having the food service, the entertainment license, and also the beer and wine sales. This organization does have some experience with beer and wine sales. They have 2 locations in New Hampshire that have operated without incident for years. The manager that they'll have running this location did work out of one of these New Hampshire stores for, I think, 10 plus years or so. So very experienced operator coming in. Beyond that, we've had some updates in talking with the administration. We are only actually requesting 4 seats now for the seating area. Just wanted to minimize that in talking with the building inspector and the city planner. And just to comment a little bit on the food service, I believe we did put in our application 24 hours, but that was really specific to just the gasoline pumps. They will be running 24 hours. The food service actually stops at 11 p.m. They lock their doors. They would be operating only through a window just to make sure that the employees are safe and they're able to clean up the store and not have to be watching everything that comes in. And then they'd be opening again at 5 a.m. And I've provided an updated floor plan relative to the seating.
So essentially, you're talking between 5 a.m. and 11 p.m. for the food service?
Exactly.
And what are you proposing on the liquor?
On the liquor, I believe we were doing 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and then 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Sunday.
I'm sorry, say that again?
12 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Sunday, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Well, our alcohol licenses start at 11, is that correct?
Yeah.
Right. This should be AM here. Okay. So do you have package store licenses in any other of your locations?
No locations in Massachusetts, 2 locations in New Hampshire. This will be the first Massachusetts entity.
And I'm sorry, so on the liquor, right now, you're locked into 11 a.m. opening by state statute.
That's fine. That's fine.
And,
That's not a problem.
So if it's 11 a.m., then unless they change that, right? That's up. Is that on the?
10 a.m. on Sundays, starting at 10.
Okay.
I don't think that's a concern for us.
Okay.
11 a.m. is fine.
That's fine. And so assuming that you went to 10 a.m. on October 23rd, when do you anticipate closing?
We would close at 11 p.m.
11 p.m.? Okay. So basically 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. And can you tell me about how, a little bit about the setup of the establishment? How are you going to control the sale of liquor, and are there going to be areas that are going to be? Is this going to be a segregated area so that when the establishment is either closed for alcohol?
Yes, if you have the floor plan, I have extra copies
Okay.
I can provide.
Just bear with me one second.
That would be helpful. They've specifically set the beer and wine areas away from anything that would potentially draw children. Like the candy is specifically in the front counter, trying to keep them away from entering into that area at all. We also, I believe there's
I have the plan. My name is Nasser Boussier. I'm the president of AL Prime. If you see the plan in the corner, it's actually designated for
Which corner?
and it has a lock. It's actually
Which
the door.
corner?
The one in the corner. If you come into the far left,
Far left.
all the way.
Gotcha.
Oh, beer.
Okay.
This is where the beer is, and it has a lock. And if you look at the wall on the side, it's actually it has like a closet that's for the wine. So things will not be reachable for non-sales hours.
So during the store hours, will patrons have the ability to go into those?
They will go into that. Adults will go into that. And
Is
into the
that
cooler.
locked, or is that just left open?
It depends. We have an option. It's locked at night. It's locked when we don't sell. But if there is a lot of movement that we notice, we will lock it. We'll open when we. It all depends on what kind of a crowd we get.
Yeah, understand. So let me ask you. So how many people do you see working at the establishment at any one time?
Maybe 5.
Oh, that many?
Yeah, that many. We have
Okay.
right now. Nothing's open. We have 2 people.
Okay.
Just for the gas, and that's compatible to that. Yes.
Is that full service?
self-serve?
Self-service, but you still have 2 people.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
2 people because cleaning is all the time, and that's all the new locations are always kept clean. And the restaurant will have 2 prep guys and 1 that knows what they're doing, and there is a manager on the site all the time.
So how many people will be responsible out of the 5 in the restaurant that will have access to the liquor area, to beer and wine area?
Have access?
Yeah, in other words, who's going to be responsible for the
But
beer
the
and
manager.
The manager will be?
There's the way we work it is there is an operation manager that has to visit the store twice a day, and then there's a general manager in the store, and then there's a shift manager. So there are different roles and responsibilities. And we've been running it like that in Merrimack, New Hampshire, in a very, very busy store next to the camping areas, and in Plastow, New Hampshire. And for the last probably 10 years, not a single violation. It just we try to take care of that.
And does your group provide any type of training?
Yes, we do.
You do? Okay.
And this would be just a package store license. This is not to serve alcohol.
No, not at all.
No, because I know you have the pizza parlor down here, and I guess these are the seats.
Yeah, mainly just to have a place for people to sit while sandwiches being made or something.
And we're talking strictly beer and wine here. We're not
Yes.
talking about any.
Yes. No, there'll be no liquor inside the store. Absolutely not.
Okay. I don't have any questions.
So it's a big freezer.
What's that?
Well, this here, I guess you walk into a freezer and go in the back, but also you have wine. You're going to have in the middle of the floor too? It's a lot of area for alcohol.
There's a wine shelf.
It's like a wine.
Yeah.
So what do you propose to do with that when the establishments, when the liquor part of the establishment is
there is
closed?
like something, there's like an object you put in front that it's not reachable.
I think it's a type of shelving, has something you can insert in and
You
lock it in
can
place.
go and over it. The wine may not be locked, but people will have to move an object that's heavy that's not easy to do. It's not going to be a easy reachable non-sales hour.
And again, after 11 p.m., the front door is actually locked and all business is conducted through a window. So it's only employees that will be inside who have even access to something like the wine.
Oh, okay, so it would be shut down. That's how most of them are.
Yeah.
They don't really have access other than your gas, I guess. Where's the pumps?
The pumps are not sure.
Oh, okay.
They're in front. They're in front. I have a whole site.
I could have put them there.
And this is, we close the door at 11. That's the latest we do it in all our 24 hours. We really don't keep employees and customers coming in after late hours. So the maximum would be is 11 o'clock for the door to close. In some areas we close at 9, and then we use the window.
So none of the attendants will be selling any kind of alcohol through the window after?
No, they can't.
Okay.
They will not be able to anyway, because it's all
Because of
scanning
lights.
system, and the cameras today are smart cameras, so you put a lot of parameters, so it tells you if anything was sold before an hour. You can put restrictions in the point of sale. The technology is changing a lot. So
Now, this is on the Parkway. I'm not too familiar where this gas station is, but I know it's on the
Vito
Parkway.
Station, old
Is
Vito
it?
Station. You remember Ed Vito with the busiest
Really?
rider U-Haul truck in the country,
Yeah,
number one for
across
years.
from the old railroad bridge?
Oh, okay. No, I'm just worried about residential and your delivering services is what I'm
Delivery.
concerned about. What time do you have your delivery services?
Of what kind? For the store?
Alcohol.
Alcohol will have to be during the day. It has
During
to
the
be
day.
During the day, it has to be.
Okay.
The manager is the one who receives any goods for the store. Nobody else. It's all received by manager.
Well, I'm just concerned anything before 8 o'clock in the morning and anything obviously after 11 at night.
Yeah, highly doubtful. I mean,
Because you are near those, I guess you're near
Yes.
all those townhouses right there. Okay.
yeah.
I don't know. I've been one on the board that I still don't get the alcohol and gas. You go in a gas station and you're buying alcohol. It's just the way I have felt over the years. I just don't see it, but it seems to be an ongoing trend. Gas stations are now selling alcohol, and I agree with you in New Hampshire. Well, every grocery store. I mean, they have package stores everywhere. I just find it, I always have a concern. You kind of lifted that a little bit for me, saying you shut the doors at 11 o'clock, so there's not going to be, younger people trying to go in early and get something. The other thing with the beer and wine that I have found in one particular place that I go, you have a beer and wine package store, but they're also selling these little wine nips. Is that something that you're going to be doing? I've seen them on the counters, and
I have never seen them before.
Yeah,
we don't have them in New Hampshire where I haven't seen them.
well, they do. They sell the little. And
Actually,
I'm going to look into that and see if that is part of their license. That's something I really don't want to see.
I have no problem.
That really says to me something on the road, something to go. And, I'm very concerned about that. But no, I'm not in favor of licenses and gas stations, but, I guess times are changing. And we'll see what Commissioner Quarantello.
A couple of questions on the entertainment, so radio and television. So I would assume that you're doing not only in the establishment, but having those things out at the pumps?
They're actually part of the transaction process right at the pumps. And so there's 7 pumps, one screen on each side. So they're actually used in purchasing the gas.
So how are you monitoring the volume levels, so that you're not disturbing the neighbors and that?
It can be completely controlled.
The customer himself, he can go to the highest, which is lower than the 8 dp, but if the customer don't want to hear it, have a mute, or actually can control the voice of it, but cannot get as high, and we control it from the side.
Okay.
They're working now, and the neighbors cannot hear them.
And I think you've probably seen those ones where you drive up and they're just going all the time. These are only come on.
These come on only when you come in and then they stop. They are not all the same. Each one has its own IP address.
Okay. Very good. I don't have any other questions.
No, I don't have any other questions. I guess, my concerns will always be there. I guess it's going to take me a few years to adjust alcohol at gas stations, but in a controlled business, I guess,
just to reference again, a very professional operation. They have a strong reputation that they want to protect. The president is here to see this through. This is a very important, just to do all these pieces, and we'll do the utmost to make sure that this is done right.
And I do understand that, and I'm sure he means everything that he said. I'm concerned about, the people that are working there when he's not there. I'm sure he can't be there 24 hours a day.
I think that's particularly why they chose this manager to come in. He's been running their New Hampshire locations that have the beer and wine, and they want to bring someone in with experience who's been with the company for more than a decade and can really operate that to the safest way possible.
So, have we checked with the manager? Okay, I have no other questions.
Are there
I'll
any?
leave it up to
I'm sorry.
Commissioner Quarantello.
Didn't mean to cut you off. Are there any other proponents that want to speak on behalf of this issue? Hearing and seeing none. Are there any opponents? Hearing and seeing none. I'll close that side. I'll make a motion to approve the license. Based on the fact that we'll open at 10 a.m. for liquor and close at 11 once October 23rd rolls around.
Now it'll be 11.
Right now it's 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
On Sundays.
Just Sunday.
Right.
10 a.m. on Sundays.
Correct.
I think it's 8 o'clock actually. It's 8 o'clock during the week.
8 a.m.
Yeah.
And is that what you're applying for? 8 a.m. Okay. So it's 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. now until the change on October 23rd, in which case it would go to 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. And then the remaining part of the week would be 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second to that motion?
Well, I don't see anyone here opposing it, and I wish we had more input from the community, but I'm going to go with Mr. Quarantello, and hopefully he's done his research and he feels comfortable that this business will do what they say they'll do.
I mean, I don't view that any different from somebody driving to the next corner and going to a liquor store and buying alcohol
Yes.
at that establishment.
Absolutely, Mr. Quarantello, and you and I have always felt a little differently. We're not on the same page here. But I will second the motion.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Your license has been approved. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're a beauty.
Item number 4 is Wonderland Entertainment LLC doing business as Wonderland. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Chuck Delpidio, 28 Cornerstone Drive, northeastern Massachusetts.
Great. And
Taras Revik, 70 Bellingham Street, Chelsea, Mass.
great, thank you. And you're requesting to speak before the commission on a planned tornado relief event. Can
Yes.
you give us a little bit of background on what you're trying to do?
Okay, first of all, thank you for allowing us to be here today. We appreciate it. What we're trying to do is we're trying to do a Revere Tornado Benefit fundraiser. And, when this first happened, tornadoes are something that people in Massachusetts really don't know much about. All of a sudden, this thing came out of nowhere, and it's really hurt a lot of families. So our owner, Jack Gateman, said, Chuck, we got to do something about this. We have responsibility in this community. They allow us to have a business here. What can we do? And I said, Jack, then let's put together a fundraiser for the city of Revere. Now, what I've done is I've hired Grammy Award winner Evelyn Champagne King to be the singer for that night. We have some local talent that'll be coming. Joey Canzano, man of many voices. We have comedians from Boston coming down. And so we really want to put on a good show. But to tell you the truth, we're going to need help from anybody that's watching this today that would like to get involved and help us sell tickets. Because the more tickets that we can sell, the more money we can raise for the city. And that's really basically what we're trying to do, is just to get a little more awareness. Next week we're going to be going out and going to all the shops and businesses and putting the posters in. May I approach the bench?
Sure, absolutely.
This is basically the flyer. It'll be a little more on that, but that's the rough. So, we're trying to put on a good show for people so they can come down and enjoy themselves, and hopefully we can raise some money.
So this is planned for Saturday, November 15th?
That is correct.
Okay. And
So tickets can be bought on...
Ticketweb.com, or they can buy it at the box office at Wilmington Hall.
What is the price of the tickets?
$30.
$30, and that includes...
Admission and then all the entertainment that goes with it. So, because we have to pay for that entertainment, and then after that, the rest of the money will go strictly right to the door money will go right to the city.
Okay, but I see something here about the hours. What do you...
Oh, no, that's just the hours that we're going to be open for that event. So letting people know.
any idea what you anticipate for people?
I'm sorry?
Any idea what you anticipate for people?
What I would like? I would love to have about 800 people if we could get it. But it's going to take some help. November 15th is I have it out a little bit of a ways because we're going to try to do as much work as we can to get awareness of this. We're going to try to get some radio stations to help us out. We're going to try to get local vendors to help us out as far as, helping us sell tickets and everything else. So we're going to give it a go.
Well, I think it's a great idea, certainly. I think the entertainment is excellent.
Yeah, it should be a good night of entertainment. It should be fun. And you know what? Sometimes when you have an unfortunate situation and you have a fundraiser that's on the upside. so people won't feel bad when they come there. So what we're going to try to do is make people feel good about Revere and make them feel good that there's people out there that care about them. And that's what we're planning to do.
Well, this is the kind of entertainment we've been waiting for from our establishment, to be honest with you.
Unfortunately...
and I think you're going to see a difference in the people that will come to your establishment.
I hope they do, and I hope you come too.
Yeah,
I will certainly try if Commissioner Quarantello wants to go.
Yeah, you know what? If I could do that entertainment all the time, I would. But it's not the kind of entertainment that sells a lot of tickets as far as the younger sets.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not
yeah,
there.
I can understand.
But this is going to be a great show, and I'm in that era too, and I'm looking forward. I've done other shows with her in Boston, and she's a wonderful, wonderful lady. As a matter of fact, she's even donated part of her money to the city of Revere.
I actually have to say that I don't want to date myself either, but I actually have seen her in the past. So,
well, I'm 63 years old, so
thank you
for take it word for that.
No, I'm sure it'll be a great event, and I think it's wonderful for our city, the way they come together. Revere does pull together. I have to say, this administration, what they did for these people that were hurt in this tornado, it's wonderful. And to see businesses come together, and I hope the rest of the businesses out there help out, and I'm sure they will, because Revere is a community that sticks together. I think it's a great thing. I really have no questions. I mean, yeah. I think you'll have a great turnout.
I certainly hope so, because to raise the money would make me feel great. That's why we left it out a little way, so we could try to build momentum.
Have time to.
Yeah. I know Jack wanted to get it in earlier because, the tornado was not that long ago, and wanted to get it while it was fresh in people's minds. But you know what? I would have been devastated if I didn't have enough time to do the right job and not enough people showed up. I'd rather wait a little bit, make sure we have it done 100% correct, and with the help of the city, I think we can have a great time and raise some money.
Well, you'll be surprised how the city pulls together. I think you'll see that.
Yeah, I think, and I would say that we're in full support of it. Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm sure Jack will be very happy to hear that.
Right. Thank you.
That's
okay, I have
the
no
first
questions.
Okay. I knew there was a second thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's two others.
Yes, there are.
I know I could go on sometimes, but I'll make these two quick.
No.
I'd like to try to put in a request and to see if we could. Our liquor license ends at 1:30 as far as the alcohol. That's fine. That's great. The only problem that we are having is that the bands go to 1 o'clock. And the problem is that a lot of our clientele comes out late. And the shows usually start about 11:30, and they're usually 2-hour shows. And the problem is that if the performer is late or if the crowd is late, then he's only up there for an hour, and it really makes business a little tough. What I'm asking for, and only asking, no more than that, is that to see if we could put the bands on from 1 to 1:30, forget the DJ, end at the same time, and exit the people out at the same time.
So have we, Lieutenant Randall, we haven't had any issues with anyone getting out of the club on time and.
No, I haven't noticed no problems since the last time we've been.
So let me ask you. So what have you done differently since you've sort of got all of this behind you in terms of getting people out on a timely basis? And that's my main concern is the establishment or the entertainment ending at 1:30 and you get everybody revved up and now you're pushing them out the door at 2 o'clock. So I guess how do we deal with that?
That's phase 3 that I was going to talk about.
Okay.
We'll bring it in right now. Right now the weather is nice, but as the weather starts to get a little bit colder and the snow and everything comes, it's going to take a little bit longer because you're going to have the coat room and everything else. But you know what? If we can just have just a little time to get people out safely. And the number one issue that I have is safety. Pushing people out the door is not a safety issue, and it's a problem that if we don't handle it correctly. And when the winter time comes, I mean, even whether we have a DJ or we have a band at 1:30, you know, that coat room still takes time to get people out at 2 o'clock on the button. I can't guarantee that. But we always have 4 or 5 people in that coat room to do the best job possible. We're not looking to go over any limits whatsoever with the music or anything else. But, you know, when we got that quick rollback for a while there, that really put us behind the ball. People weren't booking anymore. And even though when we got it back, that means the next 3 months we had no bookings. So, you know, I've changed a few things down there, and this is what I have changed, is that I've started booking a lot of the bands myself. So, you know, it's just like any business. I mean, if you have to wait for the phone to ring, and the phone doesn't ring, you're out of business. So, you know, we had a meeting on it, and so we're bringing in the shows that are good shows. I know your words always stick in my head.
My words?
I'll say the board's words.
Okay.
To make sure that the shows that we book are the right shows. And if I tell you I don't think about that every time a show is booked, I have to know everything about it, because I do appreciate the board, what they say, and I understand that business is business, and I want to make sure that the Wonderland Ballroom goes on for a long time.
Well, that's a good thing that, you know, you're booking on your own, because, as you said, the other bookings didn't work out for you.
Well, I don't allow that. I won't allow something to come in that I don't think will be good for the community.
Well, I'm just a little confused here. What
Okay.
are you asking for, that after 2 o'clock, if there's still
No,
straggle?
what I'm asking for is the bands play to 1, and then we're allowed to put a DJ on to 1:30.
Right.
I really don't need the DJ. What I really need is the bands to go to 1:30 and the lights go on at the same time as the DJ would go on.
And then we would have half an hour to slowly get everybody out.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
It would help business dramatically, because a lot of people say at 1 o'clock, gee, because, you know, we can go into Boston, we can play to 2 o'clock on the button. So, you know, to play to 1:30 puts us kind of in the same ballpark, even though we're a half hour behind them, but an hour behind them really hurts.
Well, it's just that I think when we did that, we did it for all clubs, didn't we? 1 o'clock was
Yeah, we
the
did. I mean,
DJs.
I think our mindset at the time was, you know, where we're going to 2 a.m. and that, you know, the past was. We want to make sure that the past wasn't a barometer of the future, and I think, you know, we really wanted to ease it in and see how it went. I'm not opposed to the 1:30. What I am concerned about is still getting the people out at 2 o'clock, and if we were to approve it, I think I'd still want to do it sort of on a trial basis, because I want to make sure that we're not running into any kind of issues, you know.
You know, when I first came here, it was a little bit of trial and error. You know, getting to know the board was very important, because the board is part of our business, whether people believe it or not, and I do believe that. Because if you make this board unhappy, you're out of business. And you know what? We're not here to make anybody unhappy, the police department or this board by any means. But, you know, we're asking for a little help.
Yeah, and I don't want to be an impediment or you know, be a detriment to your business, but by the same token, I, you know, also have an obligation to the community and make sure that you know, I mean, that you know, when we had that incident with the police department responding and things like that, I just don't want a repeat of that. And you guys have done a great job, obviously, because it's been quiet and things have been working out really well. And obviously, you can see the differences on the changes you've made. So So, I mean, I commend you for that.
Will everything be perfect? And I've said these words before, nothing will ever be perfect.
Nothing, yeah.
But the idea of if there is a problem, if there is a situation, what did you do to fix that situation? And every Tuesday, I have 4-hour meetings down there. Believe it or not, if you think I can't talk for 4 hours, I can. And we go over every single thing, every booking that's coming in, knowing that it's the right booking. And there are bookings that have come in, and I've said, no, not coming in. I will not allow it.
Well, it has been quiet, and you know, as Commissioner Quarantello said, our concern is the city. We live here also, and you are in a neighborhood, a lot of homes around there.
Sure.
But I've always felt it's your license. You have to respect it. You make changes, or you're asking this board for changes, should it go through that you can have the band till 1:30. With your building, you know, you are a cement building. You are by the train station. The residents are across the street in that area. But to me, for you to come here and ask for something like that, you're putting yourself in a position. Because should it be approved and it doesn't work out, you could be up here on a violation, and you know what can happen then. So I put it back to the establishment.
Well, the music is still going to end at 1:30, regardless whether it's a DJ playing or if it's a singer.
Yeah.
So we're not looking to extend 1 minute.
Oh, I understand that. But
Yeah,
again, I have to
wouldn't think
take
it
into consideration most of the clubs in the city are those that have bands. We've, across the board, said 1 o'clock. But I think there are some establishments that, actually, I don't think you have a window in the building. So, yeah, could we look at
No, and,
every
you know,
establishment a little differently?
Some of
But,
these acts, you know, they're
Well, I think-
$40,000.
I think you would, I mean, based on the fact that if you had, an establishment that was in the middle of a residential neighborhood, I don't think I wouldn't be inclined to vote on that. I think,
Well, that's my feelings. I mean,
Yeah.
how it's going to affect the neighborhood and the proximity to the homes there.
yeah, and I think that the fact that, there were a lot of people that opposed 2 a.m. and we've had a few incidents at 2 a.m., but by and large, we've had a number of, there are 40 plus establishments that have the later closing now, and quite honestly, other than a couple of things, a couple of incidents that took place, and I think it's worked out pretty well. So I guess I'm not based on the fact that you're in an area where, it was the building was built for entertainment like that. Clearly you can see that. It is near the residents. I'm sympathetic to that, and I also want to make sure that you're moving people out, quickly and efficiently.
I would say from the first day that I came to now, we've made thousands of changes.
Mm-hmm.
Are there still more changes to be made? Sure. Every week, after we have our concerts, and then we'll look back. We'll have the meetings on Tuesday, and how did that go? What went wrong here? How did that go? This is what I want changed, and I change anytime I want down there to make things better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I guess I would say that, and Commissioner Guanasso will be surprised for me to say this, but I think I'm in agreement. I think it's your license. There's certain parameters by which you gotta live by and operate on, and essentially it's your responsibility to maintain that license. And if you're before this board, obviously you'd be subject to any
If for some
penalties.
reason it isn't working out, if there's a situation, we'll go back. But what we're trying to do is just try to increase our business. I'm constantly in competition with downtown Boston, and you know what? An hour is a lot of time. Half hour, you can manage it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any other?
No, I
No,
have no other comments other than, like I say, the respect of the neighbors, the parking lot, of course, moving them out of that parking lot as quickly and as quietly as possible. And I think whatever you've done the last several months, and I know you people know that I was one of them that rolled back the hours to 1 o'clock. And I will say, I think it was a good thing. And the good thing is, new board members come on and they took a good look at it. And I think that little time to think about the 1 o'clock license has made a big difference in our city. I think everyone realizes it's something that can, overnight be turned over to 1 o'clock again. And I think this board, my two colleagues voting for a 2 o'clock license, I have to say that the city has respected that hour that was given back to them, because we haven't had the problem since the 2 o'clock was back in effect. So I commend my board for voting for it and giving people a chance to prove themselves, and I think you have. Things have been quiet, and I hope it stays like that.
Me too.
But since the 2 o'clock, I have to say we haven't had too many of the licensees before us, so
Thank
maybe
you.
it was a good thing rolling it back and everybody appreciated their license.
It sure made me think about it, I'll tell you.
Yeah, so I have no problem with that. Again, that's up to you. If and I'm saying because of your location is the
Yes.
only reason I would consider the 1:30. We have other establishments that have 1 o'clock and they have to shut the live band off at 1 o'clock, but they're highly residential.
Yes.
So, yes, I would take that, everyone individually, as far as anyone that did want to come up for that. It's proximity to homes, and obviously your record.
I will let the board know that we will do everything to make sure that 1:30, 2 o'clock, everybody out.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any proponents that want to speak on behalf of Wonderland? Hearing and seeing none. Are there any opponents? Hearing and seeing none. I'll make a motion to
Did we have another issue?
we do?
There was, but you know what?
No, go ahead.
I think that can wait, because I think this board looks at that at the end of the year, New Year's Eve, and
Yeah.
we will be talking
you know,
about it.
Yeah, we will address that issue.
The reason why I asked for it now, believe it or not, is because we have a big artist that wants to do a Brazilian New Year's Eve party. Last year, New Year's, we weren't even open. And I said to my staff, that will not happen again. So we need to be open on all these major holidays and everything like that. So that, they were wondering, what can we do? Can we stay open an extra hour, blah, blah, blah. I said, listen, I don't think that's going to happen. That's up to the board. The board will tell us what we can do as far as that extended hour. But if we get to the 1:30, I think the only thing I'd probably ask for New Year's Eve is maybe an extra 15 minutes at that time to exit out the people, or I'll end it at 1:15 if I have to.
What has the board done in the past?
I think that in the
terms of
past,
lines?
I have voted to extend it 1 hour till 3 o'clock, but that was only for a continental breakfast. Alcohol still was shut down at 1:30, and you had an extra hour, I think, for...
I would love to have the alcohol end at 1:30, put out a continental breakfast, and ease people out. Safety is the main issue on New Year's Eve, because people are really just out there having a great time. But if whatever we can get for extended time, only to exit, and maybe have them a copy and everything else that we'd like to put out. But these are questions that they're asking me now. So I said, I'm going up there, let me talk to the board and let me see. So I'm trying to book something 3 months out.
Well, you still would only have the band till 1:30, though.
That is correct.
Oh, so then I think that shouldn't hold you up whether you get extra time.
Yeah, just a little extra time to get people out of the building on New Year's Eve.
Well, I think
I think clearly that's under consideration. I know that's been done in the past.
That's wonderful, thank you.
And do we approve that last year?
No,
What's
I
that?
don't think we
No?
did anything.
It was 2
last
years
year.
then.
Because I think last year we extended the hours from 1 to 2 o'clock,
You're right,
so that
that's
was
right.
the hour.
Yes.
And then we take into consideration, I know some of the surrounding towns have come up with some things to look at concerning New Year's Eve. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting to see Lynn, one of the commissioners in Lynn, come up with a couple of ideas for New Year's Eve. I guess they're trying to help out also. So this board can talk it over and see
Yeah, I don't
how
think,
the board feels and what they would like to do, if anything.
I'm
for New
available
Year's Eve.
anytime they would like to talk to me.
yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll table that, but clearly we'll give Commissioner LaCroix an opportunity to weigh in as well. But I think it's been the topic of discussion even before this meeting, and you know, I don't think it's a bad idea, to be quite honest.
Safety is always the number one issue with me, to tell you the truth.
Yep, I don't disagree. So we'll table that aspect of it until we can talk with Lieutenant Randall and Commissioner LaCroix. Having said that, I'll make a motion to approve the bands till 1:30, recognize its responsibilities on Wonderland to make sure that you know, it goes off without any hitches and people get out safely and quietly. Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you so
All in
much.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
You know, as time goes along, you know, we watch this, and you know, if I see that, you know, it's not happening, you know, then I'll back off and I'll do what I have to do to make it happen. It depends on the size of the crowd that night too, you know. Some concerts have 600, some people have 800, 900. But to sum this whole day up with you folks is getting back to the Tornado Fund. If people that are watching this on TV, whatever we can get for help from anybody in the city, we are there. Please give us a call.
Great. Thank you very much. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Communication from the ABCC approving change of manager for Market Thai LLC, doing business as Market Thai Restaurant, 163 Squire Road. Communication from Wonderland Entertainment LLC, doing business as Wonderland, 1290 North Shore Road, requesting an opportunity to speak before the Commission regarding a planned special tornado relief event on Sunday, September 28th, 2014, which is now November 15th, 2014. Advisory from ABCC announcing a change of law effective October 23rd, 2014, allowing Sunday opening time of 10 a.m. for off-premises retail licensees. Any licensee who wishes to change hours to open at 10 a.m. for off-premises retail licensees. Any licensee who wishes to change hours to open at 10 a.m. on Sunday must first notify the License Commission. Communication number 4 from Vincent Laurentano, doing business as Pizza Kitchen, 76 Revere Beach Boulevard, regarding the temporary sign on his premises used as a movie prop, coming down soon and not indicative of any change of DBA. Late addition to the agenda, license renewals for 2014, Class 2 motor vehicle license for City Auto Sales and Service, 516 Broadway. Our next meeting is scheduled for... That's okay. 15th? October 15th, Wednesday, October 15th at 3 p.m.? Great. Is there a motion on the table to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.